Hey there, I am Robert. I'm an illustrator, storyboard artist, writer, director, and whatnot for many years. I'd like to give you a short presentation on 3D storyboards, and I'd really appreciate a moment of your time. The big picture. So far, storyboards, just like the script, are usually created outside the actual production pipeline. And, of course, you wouldn't change that in the middle of an ongoing production. But for future projects, it might be worth considering an adjustment to the pipeline. Let me show you with a simple example. A familiar scenario. An adventurer discovers a golden statue in a hidden temple. The moment he takes it, bam! He triggers deadly traps, sprints for his life, and barely escapes. Sounds familiar? Exactly. Not an easy sequence to board, right? Now, here's what often happens in production. The storyboard has to start before there's any set design. This means the storyboard artist defines character movements and spatial relationships without knowing what the actual set will look like. So what if we use a kind of 3D floor plan instead? This would allow us to define key aspects right from the start. How big the set needs to be, where the characters will move, where elements can be placed without obstructing the camera or the characters. With this approach, the set design team can get a precise template and can build exactly what's needed, without spending time on unnecessary details that will never be seen on camera. It saves time and money. In a production where assets already exist, it's even better. Use the actual sets and props for storyboarding. The benefit for production: early staging, a simple rough set is enough to start blocking the scene, while the final set can be built in parallel or later. Consistent cameras. The layout team can directly build on the cameras established in the storyboard. Characters? No problem. We can use either simple stand-ins with basic storyboard rigs or existing models with reduced rigs. Just a few poses and expressions are enough for effective staging. But what about expressive 2D drawings? Many argue 2D characters have much stronger expressiveness, and they are not wrong, but why not combine both? With grease pencil, key poses and facial expressions can be drawn directly within the 3D space, ensuring that proportions and perspectives are always correct. Staging the action. In a traditional 2D storyboard, the first thing you define is the frame in which the action takes place. In a 3D setup, however, you can focus on staging the action, like directing a scene on a theater stage. Camera angles, scene length, and even retakes can be adjusted and varied as needed, something that previously would have required redoing the entire work from scratch. Want to see the scene from a different angle? No problem. Just make up your mind. There are no other limitations. Reworking scenes. With the Blender add-on Storyliner, reworking and retiming sequences is easier and faster than ever before. A storyboard that speeds up the production. A 3D storyboard provides clear requirements for all departments at an early stage. Once it's approved, the layout team can immediately refine it without investing time recreating 2D storyboard panels in 3D. Let's be honest, what looks great in a 2D storyboard often doesn't translate well to 3D, unless you cheat a lot. The time invested upfront in a precise 3D storyboard pays off massively in the end, by avoiding mistakes, eliminating the need for blocking, and speeding up layout. And that's not all. Departments like set, prop, FX and lighting can also start scene-specific R&D much earlier. I'd love to develop a pipeline like this with and for you. So, what do you think? Thanks for watching.